Hello out there interwebs and welcome to the Deuce in Review. This is your host Rad coming to you live from the Orlando studios. The Deuce is an up and coming CFM under the grown folks umbrella, and we just wrapped up week 4. So we're going to take some time to kind of go over the league, head coaches, go through any stats, league standings, any big games that jumped out. We'll go through highlights later in the podcast. But for right now, let's just go down the list of teams. Starting with the Jags. Young man whose name I refuse to say. We'll call him LC. LC36 is controlling the Jags. We got Clive Vertigo controlling the Chiefs. We Love Tacos is controlling the Bucks. We have one of our commissioners, ex-Maniac, running the Rams. Denbrew with Indianapolis, who had an amazing start to the season. Houday running the Bengals. Houday just got a new truck, which he just shared with the league, and it looks clean. We have Mr. Ross running the Dolphins. We got Modelay running Pittsburgh. Division rival Captain Punishment is out there controlling the Bills. Adora is controlling Minnesota. Data Million controlling the Saints. Primetime UT and his Tennessee Titans. Then we have the Vikes Bull 53 controlling the Lions. My beloved Dallas Cowboys have fallen to DBL null. Then we have the Lost Sniper LV controlling the Texans. C Murder 9611 controls the Giants. I asked C Murder if he was a No Limit fan. He denies it to this day. But if you know No Limit, the man must be a fan. Then we have myself controlling the New York Jets. I'm is hungry. Falcons. Then we have the Purple Devil 20 controlling the Browns. Arrow Eagle out there in Seattle with the Seahawks. And Smash 55 controlling the Patriots. Don't know if it's Smace or S Mace 767 controlling the Panthers. And we have Big Old Toad King out there controlling the Eagles. Vin Moss and his Packers are out there still doing good things. And we have Matt Manna controlling the Cardinals. One of our league rules is that the Cardinals playbook is actually banned, so no air raid system in this league. J-Bone 5217 and his Chicago Bears. Ray the Sav, thought it was saved for a long time, but it's Ray the Sav 619 is controlling the Chargers. And Goof, who is new to the league, doing a great job so far controlling the Raiders. Cool Hand Juke, who has done some amazing graphic work for the league as well, out there with the Ravens, had a big win against the Browns last week. Outlaw is Crazy, who's the biggest WWF fan if you're a real fan. He controls the 49ers, and we have Crazy B-Man 88 controlling the Broncos. Spartan Zombie, the newest member of our league, is controlling the Redskins. And that's it for the league owners, or head coaches if you want to call them that. Let's go through some standings. You know what? Let's jump into the highlights right now. Let's do it. All right, so jumping right into the action here, we got KC at Jacksonville. Early in the second quarter after a slow start, Leonard Fournette right up the gut, busting right through. We got Thorne trying to catch up, but 10-5 touchdown Leonard Fournette. Jacksonville goes up 10-3 early in the second quarter. Coming right back, we got Patty Mahomes surveying the field, looking to see who he's going to have open on this play. Drops back. And he's got Tyreek Hill streaking down the left side. Caught. Man, that dude is quick. Tyreek Hill, 10-5 touchdown. Tied ball game, 10-10 all around. Tyreek Hill, one of the most dangerous weapons in Madden. Later in the third, we got Foles lining up at his own 40. Sorry, on the Kansas City 40. And he hands off to Pollard, the backup. And here goes Pollard over the left side. Streaking down. Is he going to get caught? Thought he'd have to break a tackle, but he gets in clean. Another touchdown as Kansas City's rush defense is looking a little suspect in this game. So 17-13 Jacksonville. Here comes Mahomes back on the field. And is that Sammy Watkins? No, it's number 11 Robinson. Can't remember his first name right now. We're tied at 20 late in the fourth. 3 minutes to go. Mahomes back on the field looking around and man, he's sacked. Sacked back at the 15-yard line by number 53. After a punt by Kansas City, Jacksonville back on the field tied at 20. 2:20 left in the fourth. Can Foles bring on some more magic early in this season? Fournette right up the middle on a first down, getting him on the Kansas City side of the field. After a loss of 8, we're back at the Kansas City 40, and Dede Westbrook gets him down to the 25 on a short pass by Foles. Short of the first down, but here we go. Can Lambeau give Jacksonville a 3-point lead? Kick is up, and good. 1 minute left in the fourth. Jacksonville up by 3. Mahomes with no fear in his heart. He's looking around. And short throw to Robinson again over the middle. Making it a second and short with about a minute to go. Kansas City had one timeout remaining at this point. clock keeps on ticking. We're down to 38. And he looks over his shoulder. Over 3 Jaguars. Another nice pass by Patty Mahomes. 29 seconds left. They're down by 3 at the 49-yard line. Mahomes looking around. Calm in that pocket. And wide open was Tyreek Hill again. I didn't want to say it was wide open, but for him, that was wide open. So here comes Kansas City trying to tie the game with 7 seconds left. Jacksonville iced the kicker, but the kid does not look nervous at all. Kick is up. Right through the uprights. Tied ball game. 3 seconds left. This one would go into overtime where Kansas City would see the ball first. Mahomes looking around the field again. Here comes some pressure. Jacksonville sent some heat. But look at that. Sorry, we had some fuzzy camera work right here, but I think that's Sammy Watkins streaking down the right sideline. 10, 5, touchdown, ball game. Kansas City would win this one 30-23. What a play right there. Salty looking coach, but hey, them's the breaks, brother. And we're on to week 2. New England versus Miami. And apologies again for the technical glitches in the camera work, but we got New England kicking off to Miami. Grant trying to run it back. He goes right up the middle, stopped at about the 30-yard line. After a couple of plays, Miami has the ball at the 45. Ryan Fitzmagic looking around to even if he can pull off this upset versus the Patriots. As Kenyon Drake, nice carry right there, gets the ball down to the New England 37-yard line. Ryan Fitzpatrick looking around again, seeing who's open, trying to see if he has any advantages anywhere in the field. Looks like the slot receiver is being covered by a linebacker. Is that where he's looking? No, he was actually. I had no idea where that ball was going. I don't think Ryan did either. A few plays later, down to the New England 8-yard line. Here comes Fitzmagic again, looking. They throw a screen to Drake. Weird play on 1st and goal, but he carries Dante Hightower into the end zone. It's 7-0 Miami. Tommy Terrific on the field with not a drop of fear in his heart. He finds Julian Edelman. What's that dude's name? The Muscled Hamster? Something like that. Or the Velvet Rabbit? I forgot that guy's nickname. But here we go again. From the Miami 38, Brady looking around on 3rd down, and he finds Edelman again. Actually, that's Julius Thomas of former Bronco fame. Let's see if Brady can get anything out of him that Peyton Manning couldn't. Brady dropping back again. He's got a couple of guys open here, but he goes towards Josh Gordon on the right side. Touchdown. That was a little too easy. 7-7 game in the second quarter. Ryan Fitzpatrick back on the field with the Miami offense. Let's see what he can find here. Fitzpatrick surveying the field, hesitating to snap this ball. He's just not sure what he's looking at defensively. And here he goes. Fitzpatrick sacked after he took a little bit too long to get rid of the ball. Bill Belichick getting in his head already. So after a punt, Brady comes back on the field. 3 minutes left in the second quarter. He hands off, no play action. Brady with a couple of guys open. He's looking for Josh Gordon long. Almost makes an amazing one-handed grab right there. We think Brady saw something that he liked because he goes right back to a similar formation here. Brady looking around at the defense, and it's play action again. Brady looking around. He sees Josh Gordon again. Gordon with a big-time pickup right here to take the ball to the Miami 45-yard line. Now on 3rd down and 11 with 2.5 minutes left in the second quarter, Brady comes back out on the field. Looking around, the Miami defense looks to be in the nickel formation right here. Brady making a couple of small adjustments. And here we go. Brady dropping back to pass. He looks around. He's got a few guys open, but no, not enough time. Miami sends him heat right up the middle. Later on in the third quarter, we're jumping after halftime here. Still a 7-7 ball game, but Brady has his team on the 13-yard line looking to punch one in. Brady on 3rd down and 3. Miami sends heat again, but it gets picked up, and here we go. Josh Gordon's second touchdown of the game. 14-7 Pats. Can this defense clamp down on the Dolphins? We got Grant back here on the kickoff again. I normally don't show kickoffs, so you know something's about to happen right here. Grant going right up the middle again, and he busts right through a huge hole. The Pats special teams, known for being prepared at all times, kind of fell asleep at the wheel on this one. 14-14 ball game. Now late in the fourth quarter, after a couple of field goals, Miami up 20-17. Brady has the ball at the Miami 19-yard line. Brady hands the ball off to James White. James White goes right up the middle for a nice gain to get the ball down to the Miami 9-yard line. Now at the 3, 2nd and goal. Brady comes back out again, leaning on James White, who takes the ball right down the left side. Touchdown. Miami takes the lead late in the game. 3 minutes left. I'm sorry, New England took the lead. 3 minutes left for Fitzmagic. Does he have any actual magic left? Hands the ball up to Drake. Fumble! Devin McCourty picks the ball up, and that's going to do it for the Dolphins. 3 minutes left in the game. Actually, the Pats ended up settling for a field goal, so 27-20 game. Miami actually drove back down the field. They have 3 timeouts, 45 seconds left on the clock. They're now at the Pats' 24-yard line. Fitzpatrick drops back, hands the ball off to Ripkowski, who's big fullback, who hammers into the safety. They get the ball at the 12. Here comes Miami again. 11 seconds left in the game. No timeouts at this point. This is for the ball game. Dolphins looking around. Fitzpatrick puts a guy in motion. I'm getting way too excited for this game. Sees a guy open in the end zone. Touchdown, Miami! Here come the Dolphins with a late comeback. Tie ball game 27-27. We're looking at the extra point here, and no, man. Dolphins had the game tied, but couldn't kick the extra point through to tie the ball game. Pats take that one 27-26. On to week 3, Vikings, Raiders in Minnesota. Let's see who comes out on top of this one. Raiders come on out in the first quarter at their own 30-yard line. Quick handoff right here to Rashad. I think that's Rashad Jones. Then a fumble. Harrison Smith making his presence felt. Oh, that was Anthony Barr. I'm sorry, causing a fumble. Minnesota was settled for a field goal. Raiders right back onto the field trying to answer. And who is that? That is the tight end, I believe, right over the middle for a nice game. Oakland now has the ball at the 39-yard line, driving down the field. Derek Carr making a quick adjustment right here before he snaps it. Looking around, and he's got his man. Nice low throw there by Derek Carr. Carr now has his team on the 22-yard line, down by 3 points. He's looking around. And is that Antonio Brown on the left side? It is. Just kept out of the end zone by the cornerback. Oakland has the ball at the 1, knocking on the door, trying to take the lead here after the early turnover. And touchdown Raiders! So after the early miscue, they take a 7-3 lead. Here comes Minnesota. Looking around, Kirk Cousins with a pick! The Raiders, after scoring a touchdown, they get a quick turnover and 3 minutes left in the first. They got great field position and a 7-3 lead. After 3 quick runs, the Raiders come out looking for a field goal to at least get some points out of this drive. And it's 10-3 Raiders. You wish they would capitalize a little more after a turnover, but you'll take the points. Here come the Vikings after another turnover here. And Stephon Diggs with a quick little juke move, and he goes streaking down the right sideline. Big pickup there for Stephon Diggs, making Kirk Cousins feel like he just threw a bomb. Cousins comes back on the field as the Vikings don't really want to run right here. Diggs with another juke. I don't know what's going on with that corner, but he can't really read Diggs' hips too well. Cousins drops back again, looking over the middle, right into the hands of the Raider linebacker. Turnovers killing the Vikings early in this game. 10-3 Raiders, second quarter. They get the ball at their own 7-yard line. Carr, not playing conservative at all, finds Antonio Brown right over the middle for a nice gain. And a few plays later, the Raiders have the ball at the 22-yard line. Carr surveys the field. Play action. He's got a few guys open here. Looks down the right sideline. Woo, nice. Dunks it right in for number 16. I believe that's Williams. Nice throw, nice catch. 17-3 Raiders, and this one could get out of hand early, folks. Kirk Cousins looking around and has no time to throw the ball as Nelson comes in. How is that not a taunting flag, ref? Nice sack there by Nelson, and it's 3rd and 17. Minnesota just trying to get in field goal range here. Cousins looking around. He should be throwing something short, but no. Cousins said, I need this first down. Give me this first down, big fella. I believe that's Adam Thielen. Those arms look too dark. That might be Diggs again. No, Diggs is number 11. Another wide receiver, not Adam Thielen. So Cousins now has the ball at the 7-yard line. 2 minutes left in the second quarter. Looking over the right side. Did he get in? Did he get in? Down at the 1, say the refs. Here we go. Sorry for the camera glitchiness again, folks. Having some technical difficulties on the show this week. So Cousins comes out 2nd and goal at the 1. Can the Raiders make a stop? And they will not as Dalvin Cook runs it in over the left side. 17-10 Raiders. So here come the Raiders, about a minute left. They're probably going to play conservative here. And no, they're not. Look at Derek Carr looking for over the right side of the field. Nice pickup right here. Can the Raiders at least get some points out of this drive? 30 seconds left. They have the ball at the 44-yard line. Derek Carr with a quick adjustment. Looking for the snap. He's still not sure if he wants to get this ball in just yet. And here we go. Derek Carr surveying the field, looking around to see if he got anyone open. Down the sideline goes Grant. Nice pickup, and the refs give him even more yards after a roughing the passer call on Minnesota. So ball at the 17-yard line, 26 seconds left. Raiders with 2 timeouts left in the pocket. Here comes Carr looking over the right side, and there's Grant one more time. And a fumble! Fumble, he should have gone out of bounds. And here comes Kendricks, the linebacker, with a nice little look at that. Kendricks flying down the sideline. What a turn of events. Raiders were looking to score, and now the Vikings running back about 95 yards to tie this ball game at 17 with 8 seconds left in the second quarter. What a play. Way to step it up, Vikes defense. After another field goal, the Vikings now have the lead 20-17. Carr, play action. Looking around, and here come the Vikings. At home, momentum completely on their side at this point, and there's Mr. Geddon with his first sack of the game. 5 minutes left in the game. Raiders get the ball back, trying to tie this thing up, and another sack. The Vikings bringing on all kinds of heat now that they have the lead. Now they're really going after Derek Carr. Here come the Raiders now on 3rd and 30. Let's see if they can make anything happen at this point. Carr stepping back to pass. He looks around. Can he? Oh! Almost called for a safety and almost throws a pick. Almost a double whammy there for the Raiders. Carr was right in the end zone, had some pressure, missed his receiver, and he got hit. Raiders get the ball back eventually, and they're down at the 3-yard line. 23-17 Vikings at this point. The Raiders on 3rd and inches at the 3-yard line cannot get it in. That Raiders offensive line came up real short for them on that one. 4th and inches, here we go. Can Brian at least get some points out of this drive? And it is good. 23-20 Vikings, 8 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Kirk Cousins looking to milk some clock at this point, but still throwing the ball. Look at Adam Thielen. Juke, juke. Look at Adam Thielen. Adam Thielen streaking up the left side of the field. Short slant goes a long way on this drive. Stephon Diggs and Adam Thielen are making Kirk Cousins' numbers look amazing. So 30-27 at this point. 30-27 Minnesota. 2 minutes left in the fourth quarter. The Raiders finally get the ball back after the teams exchange a few punts. Carr comes out, looking around, surveying the field over the left side. Short pass right there, not much going on. But the refs again get involved in the game as Colt Miller gets called for a hold. Carr backs up, half distance to the goal. Is now 1st and 15. Let's just watch this drive and see how everything plays out. The Vikings are either going to seal this thing or the Raiders are going to try to tie it up. Carr looking around, making a couple of small adjustments. And here we go. The Raiders with one guy open short, and again, Carr afraid to throw the ball down the field. Young man, we got about a minute left. The Raiders have no timeouts. Carr, another quick adjustment. The Vikings defense is playing very conservative and off the ball right here. Is that going to come back to bite him? Man goes in motion. And here goes Derek Carr on another play. He's got a man streaking across. Nice pass over the middle. But again, the Raiders have no timeouts. Only about a minute and 50 seconds left in this game. Carr, no spike. Clock is still running. 132, 131. Here we go. Minnesota sending some pressure up the middle, but Carr finds Antonio Brown on the left sideline, out of bounds, stops the clock. Raiders damn near in field goal range at this point. Derek Carr looking around, snaps the ball. He's got a man open down the seam, but he doesn't go for him. Ooh, oh! Vikings were hoping for a pick right there from Harrison Smith, but would have been negated either way, as Linval Joseph gets called for roughing the passer. The Raiders now have the ball at their own 47-yard line. Carr hands it off to Isaiah Crowell. Up the middle, gets a block. Crowell down the right sideline. 10-5, touchdown Raiders. What a run. Gutsy called to run it there with the clock running down. Minnesota's going to get one more shot at this thing. About a minute 15 left in the game. They're down by 4. Need to get in the end zone here. Kirk Cousins looking around. He's got Adam Thielen again down the left side. Cousins put a little too much air on it. Thielen had to hold up a little bit. But he gets his team down to the 25. Roughing the passer gives him 15 more yards. And here comes Kirk Cousins at his own 35. He finds Dalvin Cook over the right side. Nice little move by Cook to pick up about 4 or 5 more yards. And Minnesota with 3 timeouts at the Oakland 28-yard line. Can they get in the end zone? Cousins back to pass again and throws the ball right into the linebacker's hands again. Kirk Cousins having a hard time seeing linebackers in this game. That would lock things up for the Raiders. Final score, 34-30. Minnesota with 291 passing yards, but they had 3 turnovers in this game. That last one really killed them. Thielen and Diggs had big games from Minnesota, and possibly if they had one more shot, could have gotten into the end zone. Kirk Cousins looking like a solemn soldier right here, looking over at the field. He knows he let that home crowd down. It's all right, Kirk. We'll get him next week. And for our last game of this week, week 4, we have Carolina at Houston. With the Panthers, I believe, coming in at this point at 1-3, and I believe Houston was 1-3 as well. So both teams looking to make some improvements here. Houston looking around, and it's a pick! Harrick out. Deshaun Watson telegraphed that pass. The cornerback jumped the route quick. He knew exactly what was coming down the left side. Touchdown Panthers to open up the scoring. Carolina's defense comes out and just takes one to give their offense a nice little cushion here. Late in the first quarter, we got about 30 seconds left. Watson has got his team driving again, picks up a first down and gets his team into the red zone. 7-0 Carolina when we open up the second quarter here. Deshaun Watson comes out in a single back set, 2 tight ends over the left side. Pitches the ball to Lamar Miller. Nobody on the left side for the defense, and Lamar Miller walks in clean. Here we go, 7-7 ball game, and Miller showing off the guns to the crowd. After a Carolina punt, Deshaun Watson comes back on the field, autoballing to because he didn't like what he saw from the defense. 5 minutes left in the half here, folks. Deshaun Watson dropping back to pass. He finds a receiver over the left side. I believe that's Will Fuller. First down, Houston. That gets the ball down to the 36-yard line. Later in the drive, Watson looking around again, and look at Carolina sending some more heat right up the middle. Shaq Thompson with his first sack of the game. Watson's a mobile quarterback, but that was a lot of pressure for any QB to handle. Watson on 3rd and 19 did not play it safe, picks up the first down, gets his team right back into the red zone. 7-7 game, little under 3 minutes to go in the first half. Deshaun Watson looking at his running game again, and that running game has given Houston the lead. Mr. Boston there celebrating a big hit, but he didn't realize the guy was already in the end zone. 14-7 Houston, 2 minutes to go. Is Cam Newton just going to sit on this ball, or is Carolina going to try to do something? Short pass over the right side. Greg Olsen back from that foot injury. Doesn't get much of anything there. So Carolina going no huddle here at their own 27 with about $1:40 left in the game. Cam taking off down the left side. Can he get a block there from his receiver? No, and a big hit from the defensive lineman, that number 98. Covering a lot of ground there, big fella. Now at their own 36, clock is still going. Carolina 3 timeouts. Pressure was sent. Ooh! Almost a pick there by the Houston defense. Cam with pressure right in his face on that play. 1:16 left in the half here. Newton dropping back again. He had a receiver open on the left side, but he looks over the middle at number 15, picking up another first down, getting the ball down to the 44-yard line. Cam in the shotgun, McCaffrey on his left side. McCaffrey stays in the block, does not go out. And look at that, 15 wide open one more time. Carolina finally calls a timeout, stopping the clock with about 45 seconds left. So 48 seconds left in the half. Technical camera glitch there again. Sorry about that, folks. We're going to call our technician in for next week. Number 82, right here getting banged around the defense all kinds of ways. Fell down awkwardly. Looks like the ref is going to call a face mask and give Carolina 15 more yards. Sorry about that. J.J. Watt should know better than that, but hey, mistakes happen. Cam back in the shotgun. McCaffrey on his left side. Hard count. And they draw 98 offsides on that one. That's 23 yards the Texans just gave Carolina. Let's see if this defense can pull it together and keep them out of the end zone at least. Carolina, 15 seconds left. Clock is running. They're at the 4-yard line. Cam looking over the right side, takes off, and he's sacked again. Houston's defense showing that they can make some plays here. Now, 10 seconds left. Carolina, no timeouts. This one has to go to the end zone. Cam looking around, throws it over 2 defenders in the double coverage. Drops it right in there. Nice throw, nice catch. Look at number 10. Get hyped, Samuel. 14-14 game going into the half. So Houston comes out in the third. First drive of the half, and they're driving down. Deshaun Watson right over number 54. His head just drops it right in there. DeAndre Hopkins with a beautiful grab and a big gain. Houston in the red zone again at the 10-yard line with about 7 minutes left in the third. Watson comes out, single back set, 2 tight ends, 2 receivers. Play action to Lamar Miller, which has been very effective. He goes running over the left side. Oh, that was an easy touchdown. He ends up sliding at the 1-yard line. Would that come back to haunt Houston? He hands it off to Lamar Miller, his second touchdown of the game. Houston now up 21-14. Lamar Miller just throws the ball right at the fan's face. I'm sure the league's going to find him for that one. We'll see. And here we go. Carolina out in the third quarter here with a quick screen over the right side. Not much in the way of yards on that one. But Cam must have seen something he liked on the field, because on the very next play, shotgun formation, Cam takes the ball, quick screen left side this time. Number 15 breaks the tackle, and then he jukes the corner right out of his shoes. Long gain right here. Oh, look at Jadeveon Clowney with a big hit. These Houston defenders are covering a lot of ground, but they got to cover even more ground if they're going to slow this offense down. Cam comes out, empty backfield, shotgun formation. Look at what he's doing. He looked like he was going to take off, but Christian McCaffrey by himself in the end zone to tie this game. Whew, running out of air. 21-21 game. 2 minutes left in the fourth as Houston got the ball and had a nice long drive to slow this thing down. Deshaun Watson play action again to Lamar Miller. On 3rd and 8, he just needs the first down. That'll pretty much ice the game. First down, Texans. 1:55 left. Carolina does have all 3 of their timeouts. Houston ends up running the clock down to about a minute before trying for this field goal, and it is good. 24-21. Carolina is not able to do anything when they get the ball back. That is the ball game, folks. Those are the highlights. We'll see you on Sunday. It's been a blast. Hope you enjoyed the show. Please stay tuned for the rest of the podcast after these highlights. Starting off with the AFC North, we see the Bengals have jumped out to an undefeated first quarter of the season at 4-0. The Browns looking pretty decent themselves at 3-1, Ravens with the same record. The Steelers bringing up their rear at 2-2. They've run this division for the last couple of years, I'd say almost damn near the last decade. But losing Le'Veon Bell and Antonio Brown may finally have been the straw that broke this camel's back. The Bengals have put up 120 points so far, while giving up just 80. The Browns' offense and defense is looking just as good, giving up slightly more points, but also scoring more as well. So this whole division is looking pretty tough. Continuing on to the AFC South, Denver and his Indianapolis Colts have jumped out to a 3-1 record to start the season. Denver was able to talk Andrew Luck out of retirement, which explains some of that 166 points scored so far this season. The defense has been kind of lackluster, giving up 102, but when you're scoring that many points, defense is just there to kind of manage on that side of the field. Jacksonville and their impressive defense is also out to a 2-2 record. Titans 1-2 with the Texans surprisingly bringing up their rear with an 0-3 start. Jumping on over to the AFC East, we have the Bills leading the way at 2-1. The Jets in second with a 1-2 record, matched by the Patriots. The Jets and Patriots played a pretty good game last week. If I do say so myself, the Jets took that one for their first win of the season. The Bills and Pats are scheduled to play in week 4, but there were some scheduling conflicts. The league is looking into it and seeing what they can work out. Like I said, we just wrapped up week 4, and this is the last remaining game. The Dolphins are 1-3, one of the worst, one of the worst rosters in the entire league. So just winning that one game alone is pretty impressive. Down to the AFC West and the Kansas City Chiefs and that high-octane offense, jumping out to a 4-0 record as well. The Raiders are 2-2, but just fired their coach and brought in a new guy, so we'll see if he can do any better with this offense. Antonio Brown has been quite the headache, but we'll see if he can reel that guy in. The Chargers are 2-2. They have a pretty stacked roster, so the coach is just working out the kinks, trying to see what he wants to do with the team, but they're expected to still make the playoffs. The Broncos at 0-4. Again, they have a lot of veterans on that team, so the team is just trying to hold the water for now, but at 0-4, they may be getting rid of some bigger contracts. As we hop on over to the NFC, starting with the NFC North, the Packers, 2-0-1. They've only put up 87 points so far through 3 games, but we'll see if they can improve that as Aaron Rodgers settles into this new offense. The Bears also 2-1-1. Then we have the Lions at 2-2 and the Vikings bringing up their rear at 0-4. Harrison Smith is a pretty big contract, and they do have some young guys they're looking to develop. So if this losing keeps up, they may be looking to get rid of Harrison Smith. And in the NFC South, we have the Saints and the Falcons both with 3-0 records, with the Saints putting up an impressive 139 points so far. With the Buccaneers at 2-2, and then Cam Newton and the Panthers at 0-3. Panthers have given up 102 points so far. Defense is supposed to be one of their strengths. We'll see if they can turn that around going into the second quarter of the season. In the NFC East, we have the Redskins at 3-1, Cowboys at 2-1, the Giants at 1-3, and the Eagles at 0-3. The Eagles again have a pretty decent talent pool down there, but they just installed a new offense. Another one of these teams with a new head coach / GM. So just trying to work out some kinks with this league. This division should get a whole lot more competitive as the season goes on. And wrapping things up, we'll jump over to the NFC West. The Rams at 2-2. Putting up 106 points so far, but also giving up 99. Aaron Donald's going to need some help from that secondary to slow people down. The 49ers, who just hired Outlaw as their new coach / GM. Let's see if he can improve them or help them improve that 1-2 record to start the season. The Seahawks at 1-2, and then the Cardinals at 1-2 as well. Both these teams have some pretty large contracts. They got some big free agents actually coming up. Bobby Wagner for Seattle, while the Cardinals are trying to work in Kyler Murray into their new offense. Jumping on over to some stats this week, let's take a look at some of our league leaders through 4 weeks. And it looks like Patty Mahomes, and again, that crazy high-octane offense with tons of speed, is leading the way with close to 1,300 yards passing, and he's got 11 touchdowns and 3 picks. Andrew Luck, again talked out of retirement by our silver-tongued Denbrew, looking at 1,100 yards passing, 8 touchdowns and 5 picks. Derek Carr, looks like he and AB are finally settling in. He's got over 1,100 yards with Jared Goff and Jameson Winston just over 1,000 each. And I believe, yes, I was right, Baker Mayfield leading the league with 13 touchdowns and 3 picks. Patty Mahomes with 11 and 3, and Drew Brees with 11 touchdowns, 0 picks so far this season, and a 75% completion percentage. Lamar Jackson, all that speed, he's still able to throw 10 TDs, 3 picks, and keep a 60% completion percentage. Let's look at some rushing stats real quick. Melvin Gordon and his 546 yards lead the way, with Detroit's Kerryon Johnson right behind him. Say the electric Saquon Barkley over 500 yards, with Harris Spencer, one of the unknowns in this league. He torched the Jets for over 100 and close to 190 yards, I believe it was, in week 1. So the Jets have, the Jets have ridden to the league and asked for this man to be tested for some kind of PEDs. The league has yet to respond though. Right behind him, we have Nyheim Hines from Indianapolis with 483 yards. So Andrew Luck and Hines are really leading the charge there for Indy. So let's see if that can keep going for the rest of the season. Looking at some of these receiving numbers, there's Indy again. Paris Campbell, the young rookie out of Ohio State, with 559 yards on 20 receptions. The man also has 5 touchdowns. Does that lead the league? No, Odell Beckham Jr. and his 7 touchdowns actually lead the league. He's averaging over 100 yards a game through 4 games. And as far as receptions themselves go, AB with 27 receptions for those 557 yards lead the league so far. Kenny Galladay with 24, Darius Slayton with 22, and Keenan Allen with 21 receptions, also looking pretty good to start the season. Looks like OBJ, Marquise Goodwin from San Francisco with 6 touchdowns. This Paris Campbell, D-Hop with 5 touchdowns to go with 438 yards, and Josh Gordon back in the league for one more try. Hopefully this young man can stay in the league this season. 18 receptions, 390 yards, and 5 touchdowns. We'll jump on over to some defensive stats. Now, the league has loosened some of their restrictions on pass rushers, and looks like sack numbers have skyrocketed this season. Through 4 games, Khalil Mack has 20.5 sacks. I believe the league record is 25 for a season by Michael Strahan, but I'm not wanting to put, you know what, we'll get our stat people on that, we'll look into this number. But 20.5 through 4 games, this man will obliterate whatever record was there previously. Myles Garrett with 13.5 through 4 games, Aaron Donald 11, Geno Atkins, the 30-year-old wonder in Cincinnati, with 10.5 sacks, Von Miller with 10, and we have Ndamukong Suh still out there putting up numbers in Tampa Bay with 7. Moving over to interceptions, now we have Reuben Foster out of Alabama leading the way with 4 picks so far this season. Impressive for a linebacker. Pat Pete right behind him with 3. And another unknown in Buffalo, Matt Milano, so far with 3 picks out of that left outside linebacker spot. Over in Green Bay, Josh Jackson also has 3 picks. Eric Weddle still playing after 12 years. We'll still call him a young man. The young man out of Utah with 3 picks as well. Pierre Desir in Indianapolis. Indianapolis has a lot of guys leading the league, or up in the upper echelon of the league as far as stats go. So wrapping up the look into stats, we'll go through the guys who've received weekly awards so far through week 4. Actually through week 3, because we haven't quite advanced yet. We're due to advance to week 5 tonight, so the week 5 player of the week award hasn't been given out just yet. So, but we'll still look through week 3 and get a good idea of who's been putting up any crazy numbers. So Kerryon Johnson got it for week 1 in the NFC Offensive Player of the Year. Then we see Aaron Donald. He had 7 sacks in the first week of the season. Going back to Kerryon Johnson, he had 17 carries for 200 yards and 3 touchdowns. 1 fumble, but I think he more than made up for it. OBJ put up 153 receiving yards and 4 touchdowns in that first week. And Geno Atkins, not to be left behind, had 5 sacks of his own in that first week. Week 2, we had Mr. Jennings over there in Dallas with 9 catches for 216 yards and 3 receiving touchdowns. Offensive player of the week honors for him. And in the AFC, it was Baker Mayfield and his 5 touchdowns who got it in the AFC. Myles Garrett with 6 sacks in that same week, so Mayfield and Garrett locked up offensive and defensive honors for the Browns. Khalil Mack on the other side put up 11 tackles and 6 sacks for the Bears in week 2. In week 3, it was Drew Brees' turn to put up a huge passing day, 473 yards and 5 touchdowns. And then Khalil Mack again, 10 tackles and 5 sacks. Again, 20.5 sacks through 4 games, an astounding number. D-Hop over in the AFC put up 5 catches for 168 and 4 touchdowns. And Geno Atkins again. So Mac Atkins doubled up in both weeks. Atkins 9 tackles, 5 sacks, a forced fumble, and a recovery. And the man threw in a touchdown just for the hell of it. So those are our Player of the Week honors through week 3. We'll go over week 4, and I believe we're due to play week 5 by the end of this week as well. So we'll go over that during the next podcast, which hopefully comes out on Sunday. So I think that's just about going to wrap things up for us. I think we covered everything we wanted to cover. As we go forward with this show, we're looking to improve quality across the board. Hopefully the audio quality was okay this week. If it's not, we'll tinker with it, see what we can improve on for next. Maybe get some more graphics, give some more visual appeal to the show. If you have any questions whatsoever, reach out on Twitter, send us an email. We don't have a Facebook set up. But sorry, I'm trying to run through thoughts in my head and make sure I got everything. We were supposed to come up with a poll question, but time kind of got the best of us. Next week's show, we'll definitely have a poll question. We'll definitely have some more highlights. Stick around for the highlights at the end of the show. If you can, we put a little highlight package together, some of the key games through the first 4 weeks of the season. So I'll catch you guys next week. And yeah, this has been the Deuce in Review. Peace.